Top 10 Best Romance Animes 2022. Number 10. Love After World Domination. This list begins with what seems to be any shonen anime, but it's actually one of the funniest rom-com in recent years. It's based on the manga written by Hiroshi Noda and illustrated by Takahiro Wakamatsu, and it has been serialized since 2019. The story takes place in a world devastated by the villains of the secret society Gecko, who fight against the heroic freezing Sentai Gelato 5. They're like Power Rangers in this world. Everything was going well until one of the villains, Reaper Princess, and the leader of the heroes, Fudo Aikawa, fell in love. Now they have to make sure that no one finds out about their secret dates while they pretend to be lethal rivals. The studio project number 9 carried out the adaptation that was licensed by Crunchyroll. If you want to watch battles between justice and evil with a good dose of humor and romance, this series is for you. Number 9. Trapped in a Dating Sim. Leon Fo Bartford is a boring office worker who dies and reincarnates in a dating video game. This new world is dominated by women with strong personalities. At first, this trait intimidates Leon, but he'll figure out soon that he can take advantage of the gameplay to have a head start on the other characters. Therefore, many hilarious situations will be triggered. This anime was released in April 2022. Produced by Engi and licensed by Crunchyroll. It's based on the manga written by Yomu Mishima and illustrated by Jun Xiaosato, and it has been serialized since 2018, so we have many more seasons of this amusing anime. What do you think about the plot? Would you like to wake up in a video game and use your tricks so people will like you? Consider it. Number 8. Science fell in love, so I tried to prove it. What do scientists do when they're in love? They test the logic of love, of course. The anime Science Fell in Love, So I Tried to Prove It was back in April 2022 with its absolutely corny second season. The premise of this anime is quite odd. Scientist Ayame Himuro confesses to her lab coworker, Shiya Yukimura, that she's in love with him, so they decide to study the phenomenon of love. More scientists will join the experiments in this new season, making the situation even more awkward. The story is based on the manga by ALIFRED Yamamoto, was adapted by Zero G, and licensed by Crunchyroll. This series will let you experiment on love in a never-seen-before way. Do you think science will finally find the answer to love? You must watch it to know. Number 7. How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. All of a sudden, Kaguya-Sama is in a magic kingdom where bumping into elves and dragons is a daily thing. To make matters even more unbelievable, he's appointed king and engaged with the princess, so he's basically in charge of everything. Did I mention that everything here works with magic yet? Never mind. Kazuya will try to manage the kingdom with very conventional reforms and administrative plans. This innovative story is an adaptation of the manga written by Dojomaru and drawn by Satoshi Ueda, and it began serialization in 2017 up to now. This anime adaptation was developed by JC Staff and is licensed and distributed by Crunchyroll. How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom received pretty good reviews since it was considered to have a new perspective on animes where the protagonist is in a magic kingdom and becomes a hero. How do you see it? Number 6. Date Alive 4. The 4th season of Date Alive is here. This time, romance is the key to survival. Do you mean the power of love? Sort of. 30 years ago, Europe and Asia experienced a disaster called a spatial quake that caused 150 million deaths, and then there were more aftershocks. At this point, you may think this is an action and mystery anime, right? However, Shido Itsuka is a student who meets a girl at the ground zero of a spatial quake, but he'll find out later that she's one of the spirits that caused the disasters. Alright, and where's the romance? Well, Shido was granted the ability to seal the spirits, and to do so, he must kiss them, which means dating these potentially apocalyptic girls. This story is based on the manga written by Koshi Tachibana and illustrated by Ringo. It's distributed by Crunchyroll, and Geek Toys developed the adaptation. Love has never been that important, hasn't it? Number 5. Komi Can't Communicate. You must have heard of this series. Shoko Komi is a beautiful girl with many abilities. However, she's got a big problem. She suffers from extreme social anxiety. So, talking is not an option. She can write, though. Well, sometimes. That's why her classmate, Hitohito Tadano, will help her achieve her goal to get 100 friends before high school ends. Will they make it? OLM adapted this acclaimed story to be on none other than the world's most famous streaming platform, Netflix. This adaptation is based on the manga created by Tomohito Oda and has been serialized since 2016. It's quite a sensation. In 2022, it won Best Shonen Anime at the 67th Shogakukan Manga Awards and Best Comedy at the 6th Crunchyroll Anime Awards. Isn't it awesome? Number 4. Sasaki and Miyano. This yaoi anime is trending now. It tells us the story of a quiet guy called Yoshikazu Miyano who, one day, is cornered by a group of bullies and the delinquent Shumei Sasaki saves him. However, after this incident, Sasaki won't let Miyano alone and will get close to him in a pretty obvious way. It's based on the manga created by Sho Harusono and has been serialized since 2016. Regarding the series, it was made by Studio Dean and licensed by Funimation and Media Link. Its 12 episodes were aired between January and March 2022, and it also has an OVA. But this love story won't end there because they've announced that this anime will continue. Fans of this genre are fascinated by this anime since it puts the romantic relationship first over physical attraction, unlike other famous yaoi animes, such as Junjo Romantica and Seikachi Hatsukoi. Will you give it a chance? Number 3. Teasing Master Takagi-san. What would you do if you were in love with your best friend? Would you tell them? What for? You're better off annoying them every day. You can use your wide knowledge of their habits for that. So this is what Teasing Master Takagi-san is about. Takagi teases her childhood friend Nishikata because she's got a secret crush on him and knows him well. However, as Nishikata is unaware of it, he decides to take revenge on Takagi for being so annoying and pulls a prank on her, so she blushed with embarrassment. How will this end? Watch the anime. The manga this series is based on was written by Soichiro Yamamoto and illustrated by Mifubi Inaba. Also, it was adapted by Shin-Ei Animation and Toho Animation. In a nutshell, would you be like Takagi if you were in love with your best friend? Write a comment below. Number 2. My Dress-Up Darling. This is the adaptation of the successful manga created by Shinichi Fukuda and serialized since 2018. The anime series was released in January 2022 through Crunchyroll and Funimation. Also, it was produced by Cloverworks. It tells us the story of the young doll-maker Wakana Gojo, who meets the lively cosplayer MARIN KITAGAWA, who asks Gojo to help her with her costumes after hearing of his talent. Something that you didn't expect is that this collaboration between both talents might lead to a more than just friend situation. This animated adaptation was very awaited since the manga was one of the best comics in the 4th edition of the Seguni Kuro Manga Taisho from Da Vinci Magazine and Nico Nico website in 2019. Therefore, if you're into cosplay or fashion, now you know what series you'll binge watch next. Before we move on, it's worth mentioning 2 more in the following section. Bonus: a couple of cuckoos. They were switched at birth, so now their families see the marriage between them as a solution that makes sense. Pretty logical, huh? I don't think so, though. Fruits Basket Prelude. This is not a series but a prequel movie to the legendary romance anime Fruits Basket. This film focuses on the love story of the Fruits Basket protagonist's parents. This is something awaited by the fans for years. Alright, it's time to show you the sweetest anime in 2022. Number 1. Kaguya-Sama, Love is War, Ultra Romantic. How much can pride influence love? The anime carries ultra romantic in the name. I mean, ultra romantic. Just be ready. Miyuki Shirogane and Kaguya Shinomiya are the stars in their school and they're in love. However, their pride won't let any of them admit their love for each other, so they'll come out with different plans to get the other not to stand it anymore and confess. The original manga was created by Shinta Sakayama and illustrated by Shueisha. This third season has been a blast everywhere thanks to the animation of A1 Pictures, and it was licensed by Crunchyroll. During previous seasons, it won the Best Comedy at the 2020 Crunchyroll Anime Awards, and the manga was the best-selling in 2019. This story is bananas and a favorite among fans around the world. How do you think this story will end? You must watch the anime for that. Do you agree with this list? What anime do you think we left out? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like the video for more content. See you next time.